Chapter 4: Mindset Matters Most. I'm treating this pandemic as a chance to do stuff instead of saying I'll do it. Ryan Chesters, my brother. With the sense of overwhelm that seems to be lurking within each new day, we would be wise to do our best to try and build up our mental fortitude. Not an altogether easy task, but certainly one worth spending some time on. But how, without it seeming disingenuous, forced, and especially not ineffective? One thing that should certainly give you some hope is that this very moment, someone is feeling exactly the same as you. Somebody is very aware that they are experiencing an almost self-sabotage and self-destruct mentality, and that's okay. It's natural to succumb to these very new pressures, and that is our way our minds have been equipped to deal with situations like this, by a very primitive and instinctive response. We regress to more primate-type coping mechanisms to seek comfort and apparent safety within. Fight, flight, freeze, fornicate, food. Yep, we really are that simple a creature when we dumb it all down. We either fight as we become more agitated and aggressive because of our frustrations, flight by looking to escape or sedate the feelings that we're experiencing, freeze and do nothing in an apparent mental shutdown, fornicate because quite frankly it's another way to feel connection, escape and better in the moment, food along with alcohol. And let's face it, we have all been comfort eating and drinking more than we should, wanting to dull the days. It all makes sense, given that our regressions through the brain's functional pathways to this more base level of survival are an instinctive response to the threat environment we find ourselves in. This is known as our reptilian brain. Seriously. But that does not mean we can't channel our way back through to our more evolved and human sector of the brain, to the frontal cortex, and begin to take back some control. And it will have to be precisely that, the action of taking back control. It is a process of deliberate actions and efforts made within all those better behaviors and habits we've touched upon needing, that will gradually see you take ownership and responsibility for all things, specifically the ones that you can directly influence. The time for talk and dragging our feet is over. We have to start acting on the knowledge we have that we know align with our goals. That's what helps us become the very people that we said we want to be, actually doing it. To become more aware on this journey of self-discovery and reset, there are several things that will need to combine for it to all work well. If you are one of the many people who have smashed that fib, remember that button, then you need to salvage several things and pretty sharpish. Having said that, it's not as drastic as you may first believe. Mental strength is something that can be improved in many ways like physical strength, consistent effort and specific training. But underlying all that is knowing where you are aiming for and having a plan. Here's the fast hacks to doing it. 1. Know your whys. Find the meaning and purpose in what you're aiming to do. Reverse engineer all the stepping stones to accomplish that. Control the controllable. 2. Go back to your strengths. What did you do daily that served you well and moved you towards your goals? Challenge yourself to start them again. 3. Action takers are success makers. Procrastinating only holds you back and limits the stress of making a decision in the short term, but long term, inaction builds up that stress. Keep your eyes on what you're wanting and remember to revisit them. 4. Focus is everything. Without it, mind and wants wander. It keeps you in consistent touch with your purpose, and it avoids the tripwire of multitasking. Avoiding task flitting is crucial. You have to stick to each and run it through its course each day. 5. Acceptance and learning from failure. There are several times you will stumble along this process, which whilst frustrating in itself is also opportunity to learn and grow from. There are days when your hand will hover over that fib again. Some days you'll hit it, but it is your speedy return to getting back on track as soon as possible that matters. Although these fast hacks highlight the principles for how to move forward, They aren't altogether clear on the method for how. To gain some clarity with that, there is a simple and yet often, far too often, dismissed practice that really does help here, and that is writing things down. Seems a bit teen girl diary, I know, but do yourself a favor and get over that nonsense. You need to do this. The time has come for you to start actually putting into practice the wisdom that is being passed on here. And I'm certainly not claiming to be some guru on the matter, but what I am is someone who has listened and learned from several of the best, most experienced, and well respected coaches in the strength and conditioning, mindset, self development, and nutrition disciplines. From that, I am putting together this concise playbook for you to take and apply right now. Take it or leave it, that's your choice. But the very fact that you're this far into my efforts to help you indicates you certainly feel the need and want to. Have no illusions that engaging in the process of writing thoughts, feelings, ideas, plans, and goals down has a more profound effect on actually seeing them through than merely talking about them, especially more than just reading about them, or in this case, listening to them. So what you're going to do is this. Once you have written down what you would like to achieve, why you would like to achieve it, what you're prepared to do to achieve it, post it on the BodyTrack PT Facebook page with a picture of what you have written down. Create some accountability and put it out there that you're going to be doing the work.